It does.
Andy, and we got deck profile. What'd you come today?
I came first.
And what were you playing?
Salads.
What were your matchups like?
Honest, I versed Pendulums, Altergeist. Who else did I verse?
I forgot, yeah.
Mermouths.
You versed other decks that have been nerfed while yours hasn't.
Yeah, I versed a good mix, which was good today.
Very good. And you're trying something different with the build again?
Yeah, I'm doing a rank 4 spam. I kind of cut all the spinnies to play this build.
All the spinnies?
Yeah, well, the way I'm doing it, I'm not really forcing out the link climb as much anymore. I just want to end on a perfect board every time. So what the spinnies are just doing nothing for me. Because like every time I try to search the deck or mill, I'm milling. I want to mill the jack. I want to see a level 4 in hand, and I just want to be able to get this Sunlight Wolf onto the field and make a rank 4 play, and then just make a board that can't be broken. Or if it does, I can come back easily because I got the card advantage already.
Very good.
So I've maxed out on foul because of that reason.
Probably then the best one because anytime.
This thing alone has just turboed me so many times, and now that I've cut spinning out the deck, I'm more resilient to graveyard hate. So I can push through a lot of the general graveyard hate to still make. So if there is graveyard hate active, I can still make the Sunlight Wolf. I just won't get the rank 4.
Yeah.
So I still can climb up because of this. And maxing out on Jaguar.
Yeah, I think you'll need a max on this one to be able to get the rank 4.
Mainly because I'm trying to discard it to the grave as quick as possible to make that rank 4 play. And yeah, I got maxed out on Foxies because I end up normal summoning for the the reveal 3 to add a lot. I am playing a high number of Salamangreats now, and because you've bumped up the counter on traps, you want to be seeing it off the Foxy, which I have many times today, or even the Will is great to see, because Will alone usually can set up your rank 4 play, and then even if you see like a Rage or Roar, that's less pressure on the Gazelle, so you can use the Gazelle to send a Jaguar instead, because you've already searched the trap that you've needed. So that's why I've maxed out on them. Still running 3 Flame Buffalo because it's great to discard any Salamangreat that wants to be in the grave.
And still another great normal summon.
Yeah, and it's draw 2. It's very resilient to hand traps because you're always chain blocking with the Bailings.
Yep.
So I still max it out. And for that reason, I'm only playing 2 Lady Debug.
Probably better at 2.
I reckon I've play tested many times at 3. I've actually changed the ratio on Flame Buffalo and Lady Debug so many times, and there's situations where I see 2 Lady Debugs in hand and I just can't push through a play. Where if I see like the other way around, 2 of these, and like I open the Lady Debug with it, I'm just gonna normal summon the Flame Buffalo and discard that. I still can push through, hopefully get better draws and be able to push, make a good play. And because of the way the meta swing, there's too many hand traps that just hit Lady Debug, and it can turn off your turn if she gets Ogred or just anything really. Because it uses your normal summon and you can't make much more after that. And then the Falco and Gazelle.
Falco is another good card for the recursion.
It is good, and many times I have dumped it to the grave off the Gazelle because I already have the trap ready. And say I special summon, I've had Foul in hand to special summon. I use Falco as a fake to return it to hand to bring himself out.
Rank 4.
Yeah, it's easy rank 4. 3 Ash, because
Yeah.
you gotta play Ash when you play Salads. Being able to add it back every turn is keep negating searches. You just end up passing. 3 Minings.
Standard.
Yeah, you gotta play it.
You gotta play it.
3 Pot of Desires.
How do you like that?
You see Pot of Desires in Flame Buffalo, it says draw 4. I don't know why you would cut it. Like I see Red Resonator cutting it because it's hard for them to play Desires because they banish awkwardly. They turn off their whole Red Resonator play. And then for this deck though, because I'm running so many 3-ofs and I'm playing multiple copies of the Salad Traps as well, I'm not really too fond of what I banish because of that. If I hit the Gazelle, I can't search the Gazelle for some reason, I hit off Desires. It doesn't really stop me too much because I still have the rotation of my level 4s because they actually bring themselves out really good, and I still can make rank 4 play and I can still push through with the normal Salad stuff like Sunlight Wolf to keep adding back the traps.
Did you ever Desires into a Desires?
Yes, I did today, but I had mining to pitch it.
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
And yeah, 3
Max
wills.
out in the will, yep.
Yeah, it's really needed, especially playing around Nibiru, and it helps set up your rank 4 plays if needed. 2 Cosmics. I wish I played the 3rd, but I had struggle fitting cards into the main deck, and I wanted to stay off 40 cards, so I just cut 1 Cosmic to make the 40.
2's still alright, you still see it when you need to
still see it when you need it. 1 Sanctuary.
Standard.
Foolish did a lot for me.
You're not thinking about playing 3 Sanctuaries and a Terraforming? Like,
Look at this.
No, alright.
Foolish usually helps set up the Jack Jaguar and sets up Foxy if you need to pinch out back row.
Fair enough.
Circle.
Standard.
Circle's great if you have a very good hand. Don't use Circle to search. Use save Circle as long as possible because you can block a Nibiru drop, being able to make Sunlight Wolf unaffected by monster effects. Because the tribute of Nibiru isn't a summoning condition, and it's an effect that needs a resolve. 2 rage and then 2 rolls.
Yeah, I've seen people maxing out with this. I've seen people playing 2 Raws, 3 rages, or 2 rages, 3 Raws.
Yeah.
You like the 2-2?
I like the 2-2. I've seen people do that too. But the big thing I see is they aren't playing impermanence when they do that. And I feel like 7 traps are enough. Being able to set just these 2 together, even this, but then you get awkward with if you need to negate back row hate. But just being able to see just multiple copies of traps on your first turn, because if I already open the Raw and I have a good solid hand, I just use the Gazelle to pinch, drop off the Jack Jaguar, make a full board, make a rank 4, and then I have backup if needed, and that's not including if I have hand traps as well.
I think that's what's good about the playing the 2-2, or just playing multiples of the Rage in the Raw now, is you don't need to mill it off the Gazelle now.
Yes.
You can mill literally any other Salamangreat card, and it literally throws your opponent off because they could be like, oh, well, does it have it in his hand?
Yeah, it does do that.
You might not. You might just be going for the rank 4 play.
And that's the other reason why I play the Foxy, because just being able to pinch a trap out of your deck off the Foxy reveal, this really helps set up your board. That's main deck.
Yeah, it was 40 cards in the main deck?
Yeah, 40.
40 cards.
Extra. So, this is literally the new Stalio to me. The amount of boards I set up with this, I only go into them if I brick though. So say if I open a full started hand, I can't start the Gazelle to dump the spell dump a trap. So what I do is I force him out, and I'd use the draw 2 and discard. Hopefully I draw more hand traps or more back row, and that way I can set up and I make more plays. And if needed, so if my hand was decent enough on monster side that I've opened the Sunlight Wolf and the Durangus, I can use Will to special summon both of the force back, and when I relink the Sunlight Wolf, it gives me another zone to open, say, Abyss Dweller or the Plan B.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And it's fire too.
Fire, yeah. Many times I link away from him for the Sunlight if needed. Babushka, hands down, I like blinding this card because you just lock so many people out of this deck. Even against, I didn't do it today, but other days I open this with a good field against spirals or say Altergeist. This is blind open, so I don't know what they're actually playing. It turns off so much. They don't get master plan ads while it's on the field. A lot of the times when they use Magician Souls, they've got a mill master plan, and they need to resolve the quick fix to add the big red to be able to special it. But they can't get the out of quick fix, so everything on field's negated.
Have you gotten into a problem though where you haven't been able to link it away because it's been earthed and you haven't been able to go into the Sunlight Wolf? Or
Oh no, because if I plan to attack, I just switch it to attack mode, and then I just relink the wolf on his own, and then I just open up plays on the other side of the field.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so that's the amount of times I've done that. And Biswell, if you know what you're
Standard.
playing, yeah, you just lock out everyone.
Yeah.
You don't
Very
really
good
care.
against Spirals, very good against Orcas, very good against a lot of decks.
Good against the mirror match.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Very much, yeah.
And then we'll go through the standard stuff.
Yep,
So
three,
we got-
3 and 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
2-2-2.
yes.
This has hands down made the biggest changes ever in the when I'm against the wall in matches. I've had games where I've only had 2 cards in hand. My opponent had a big has a big field.
Big fuck off board.
Yeah, I just top deck a card and I was like, I've got to bait it out and just summon 4 monsters. That's just the game plan. And I just summon this, relink, blow up the whole board, and I just win. Because the advantage you gain off blowing up the board off Pyro Phoenix is insane.
You see it getting more played now in the current
I reckon
format?
it would be, because there's just so many decks, especially if people are going to be on the back row decks. And if you neg them, so you first go into Helio, get a shuffle going, and then you go into this. This is already a shuffle back on the back row, plus blowing up their board.
It's too strong.
Yeah.
And especially if you're blind second as well. You lose the die or you go second.
Yes,
That can just out a big board.
it can. Yes,
And
that's literally something that happened today as well. I had a big board in front of me, only 3 cards left to play with, and all I had to do was force a Pyro Phoenix to win. Yeah. And last 2 cards, I'm at Phoenix. It helps with the Pyro Phoenix step up because you get the pinch a back row and draw a card, so you get to get a fresh card if you need to just try and reload.
And it's a staple.
And Bowl Sword.
Yeah.
So the issue about the room in this deck, I usually run Bowl Load and a Avramax. So I needed a replacement that can kind of replace both cards. And at the moment, it's just like, and to play Pyro Phoenix, I did drop the Transcode OTK.
Yeah.
So I needed a way to OTK plus deal with big guys, and Bowl Sword just does both.
And the thing with salads I've been seeing a lot now is when you're going into a game and your opponent doesn't set up a board and they pass to you, their mentality is, oh, salads can't really OTK me.
Yeah,
But
you drop that.
Playing things like this,
Yeah.
you have the capabilities of doing so now.
Yes, it's pretty much just a bigger version of a transcode. Like that's usually do a transcode, but by just playing the Bowl Sword, I free up the space to be able to play the Pyro Phoenix.
Yeah, it is such a good card. I think the transcode is really good, but if you're going to be playing the sword and you're playing the 2 Phoenix, I think, definitely
I think
drop
just
it.
play Phoenix now. Because it, like, after, like, during playtesting as well, it's won me so many games. Like, I've tested both, and there's games where I've tried playing transcode, and I get myself in a situation where I've just gone, if I had Pyro Phoenix, I would have won. That's happened so many times, so I just play Pyro Phoenix now. Side, evening match, and Twin Twisters.
Standard removal.
Back row hate, and just blow up the board.
and so good against spirals.
Yeah, spirals, they're very limited spell trap negation. They've just got Trigate if they were able to make it.
Yeah.
They can't guarantee make Trigate all the time. If they did, just bait it out, then evenly match.
And even if they make Trigate, they can't get the link
Yeah.
with the 3 arrows.
Exactly.
It's so much harder now.
Combo decks.
Yeah.
Also good against Spark Spirals.
Pens as well.
Pendulums. Yeah.
Yep.
I used it against Pendulums today. He cried. Nibiru, I'm very awkward on this card right now.
I still reckon the 2 because you don't want to brick on 3, but going into a format that's really combo heavy,
Yeah.
and especially with decks that can combo, you Nibiru them, but they can still combo with.
They can
what you've
still
hit.
combo through, and that's the thing. And like a lot of decks are just forcing early Appaloosa as well for the fear of Nibiru.
That's the
And
thing.
I've for like 2 weeks now play testing with the new meta. I've never started Nibiru.
And
Every
it's-
time it's been either Dark War No More or like evenly match. This is like combo. This is it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I start this in. Never find the room for that.
The thing I've seen with Nibiru too, especially with spirals, is they can't Appaloosa on their 5th summon,
Yes, they have
but if they Appaloosa anytime after that, they can still extend. It's
Yes.
a tricky.
Yeah, if you Nibiru spirals too early, they can still push through. They still make the sleeper open and say probably one other interaction. So you don't really stop much.
Yeah.
And that's just what.
And again, against pens, it's not really viable. Against salads, it can have the potential to be.
Yeah. A lot of the times I'm sitting on the 4th summoning because if after side you take it slow, you don't overextend too much.
Exactly. But with a lot of control decks coming into the format,
Nibiru was big against Orcus, but like with Orcus is just kind of they're
Quieted
gone.
down for a little
They're
bit.
gone now, so like Nibiru's kind of just in an awkward spot.
they'll be back though.
Yeah.
They'll always be back.
Always be back.
3 draws, pretty standard. Locks down combos that rely on adding a lot.
Yeah.
Pens, spiral again.
Hey spirals.
Can definitely shut down Mech Knight Invoke.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely, if they do the wrong card to add, if they do like the Mech Knight play first and they use Nightfall and you troll them, there's no invocation add.
So against my heavy back row deck's Tornado Dragon.
Yeah.
I can't fit it in my extra deck, so I just side it. And I had small side room.
Shouts to me.
Yeah, I just dropped what was it? Abyss Dollar for it.
Yeah, depends on what you're playing against.
Yeah, it depends. Really depends. And then I still play the 1 copy of Ibli.
Yeah.
So Ibli, when you choose to side this in, is you know you're going first. You're planning to go first, and it pretty much allows you to play through Nibiru
Yeah.
and not be scared at all. Just open a full board.
And that way it gives you your circle to add whatever.
Yes.
So you don't have to rely heavily on it.
Exactly. And with Ibli, it is a big stuff against a lot of decks that can't normal summon and link off straight away with the Ibli. Because they can't special summon while they control this, unless if it's a linked monster.
And I guess it's pretty good because it's side burst, you can add off Silent Mining.
Yeah, that's why I only play 1 copy, because I'm literally playing 4 copies in the deck.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is for me.
And it was 15 card side.
I hope so.
No, it's all good. Well, thanks for that.
Thank you.
Alright, see you.
See you.
Generally does